because this is such a contrast to Washington. All of the businesses here, it may be an individual who had that will and had that vision and moved ahead, but they really reflect a desire on the part of the people in it, in the rising stars, to create something that is going to be shared by others. And it's going to be the people who are in that small business, but it's going to be in a community that those people that are starting it in that community really care about. And what I've seen as I've gone around meeting people who have started these enterprises and come to some appreciation about what attention to detail it takes, what effort it takes, how you have to sustain it, how you care about the people that work in your business, is that it's really grounded in a sense that you can create a community and that what you create in your business is going to be an anchor in that community to make it a much better place. So it's that combination of entrepreneurship that is an enormous amount of individual effort with a value that effort is going to be about building something that's going to be beneficial to the community for years to come. And what I so admire about it is that a lot of times when you talk about business, people are telling you, my dad used to tell me this, that you got to be willing to be competitive. But what I found about the people who really have been successful, they know you've got to be cooperative as well, because that's how you work together and create that common ground to move ahead and be successful. So coming from Washington, where I fibbed, it's not all that smooth. It's really just a pleasure for me as a Vermonter to meet those of you who are being deservedly recognized tonight for giving all of us who've been here trying to make this fight ourselves real hope in the future, real hope for the future of Vermont, and real pride in what you are doing and how you're doing it. So thank you so much for letting me be part of this, and congratulations to all the rising stars.
I want to welcome everyone to the 6th annual Rising Stars Award Ceremony. Congratulations to the class of 2015. The Rising Stars program was established by Vermont Business Magazine in 2010. Since 2006, VBM has published an annual publication we call Next Up. Next Up is distributed to every high school in Vermont. The purpose of Next Up is to show Vermont's juniors and seniors that there are great opportunities right here in our state. It just seemed that the next logical step was to showcase the youth, the young leaders who already are living here in Vermont, hence our Rising Stars. Everyone should have a copy. We have put on everyone's seat a copy of the November issue of Vermont Business Magazine and inserted inside that a copy of Next Up so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. We also, in that issue, have highlighted each one of the winners tonight. So please take that with you when you leave and keep it forever. The Rising Stars event helps us to highlight the accomplishments and contributions you have made to your individual organizations and to your communities. Those who believe Vermont is losing its young talent need only look at all of these outstanding individuals here tonight. This year's class is made up of 40 individuals under the age of 40. A panel of judges selected the award recipients for their commitment to professional excellence and involvement in their communities, the two criteria that we have for this event. The communities these honorees live, work, and play in have benefited from their contributions. I want to, at this time, thank our outstanding judges for the time they took to review all of the applications and to choose this final list of 40 Rising Stars. This was not an easy task, with so many nominations to review. I know, even though I didn't judge, I was participated in the review process. Katie Cattell from my office put together a great website that the judges were able to look at a week before meeting, so we had a good idea of the ones that we felt were deserving of the award. So the actual sitting down together, picking the winners was rather easy once we were able to go through the process at home or in our offices of looking at all of the nominations. Some of the judges are with us tonight, so I'd like them to stand as I call their names to be recognized. Linda Rossi, State Director of the Vermont SBDC. Thank you, Linda. We have a gift bag for you. Elizabeth Wool, Director at Downs, Racklin, and Martin. A rising star from last year, I must say. Margie Sweat, owner of Vermont Trophy and Engraving. Margie has been a judge for all 6 years that we have done this event, and her insight is very helpful for all of us when we go through the process. And I must also say that these beautiful awards that each Rising Star will receive tonight was made by Vermont Trophy and Engraving, Margie's company, and her daughter, Jess. Anson Tebbets, News Director with Channel 3. Thank you, Anson. Unfortunately, there were some that were unable to make it tonight. I just got an email from Nicole Ravlin from People Making Good PR. Came down with the bug and didn't want to infect anybody here. So she was unable to come. Joe Marone, senior producer at Vermont Public Television, was unable to come. And Tom Levitt, the president of Northfield Savings Bank, had another commitment tonight. But we want to thank them all for taking the time to judge this great group. Now you will notice they were passing out gift bags to the judges, and we have a gift bag for each one of the Rising Stars tonight. And I just want to take a minute to recognize the great Vermont companies that have put something inside this gift bag that we are able to hand out. Vermont Teddy Bear, Darn Tough Socks, Vermont Country Store, Blake Hill Preserves, Lake Champlain Chocolates, Caledonia Spirits, Northfield Savings Bank, Downs, Racklin, and Martin, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Thank you very much for putting something into these bags. And now I must say, we would not be able to put this event on with our main sponsors that help fund an evening like this and a program like this. So at this time, I would like to thank Comcast Business, Champlain College, Downs, Racklin, and Martin, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Northfield Savings Bank, Sound Vision, and Third Generation Design. I want to do a shout out to Steve from Third Generation. We are actually, for the first time for one of our events, we are webcasting this live on the web, so other people are able to, that weren't able to come, check out the award ceremony. And now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you Vermont's Lieutenant Governor, Phil Scott. Lieutenant Governor Scott is a native Vermonter who grew up in Barrie and graduated from Spalding High School and UVM. He was elected to the Vermont Senate in 2000 and represented Washington County for 5 terms, serving as chair of the Institution Committee and vice chair of the Transportation Committee. He was elected Lieutenant Governor in 2010 and re-elected in 2012 and 14. He will be giving up the Lieutenant Governor's office as he has decided that he will run for governor in 2016. Outside the State House, Phil Scott is a small business owner and a well-known stock car driver. He is also active in many community service projects. The tire resale and recycling program that he founded in 2005, Wheels for Warmth, which happened over this past weekend, has raised $309,000 for home heating fuel assistance programs. They have sold more than 14,700 safe donated tires and recycled more than 25,500 unsafe tires. They just celebrated their 11th anniversary, setting records this year for money raised, tires sold, and tires recycled. Talk about a role model for community service. Welcome, Lieutenant Governor Scott.
Thank you very much. Honor here to be here tonight, obviously. Thank you for inviting someone like me who is somewhere between you and the setting sun. For the awardees, you're probably used to being one of the younger people in the room, unless you work directly with children, as I think some of you do. And I guess, well, being in the Senate, presiding over the Senate, I get to work with children every once in a while myself. The only difference might be the age, but we get by. So we have that in common. And in the circles I run in, I tend to be on the younger side, which is unfortunate because it tells you something about our state's demographics. I talk a lot about the shortage of our youth in Vermont because in between the year 2000 and 2010, according to our census, we lost 30,000 people out of the category from the age group 25 to 45. We're getting older, our population is somewhat stagnant, and we aren't seeing an increase in the number of young people like yourselves here in Vermont, at least not yet. Thanks to your hard work, I can look around the room and feel hopeful that our state can get back on track and our economy can start running on all cylinders, put us in the front of the pack, lead us to the checkered flag. I only say that because Paul Hines, who's not here tonight, maybe he's watching online, but he really loves my metaphors, my race car metaphors, and tonight I thought I'd throw a few of those at him so that he could roll his eyes and maybe write about it tomorrow. Each and every one of you, whether you were born here, you grew up here, went to college here, took a new job here, every one of you actively chose Vermont as a place to build your career and your future. You should all be very proud of your accomplishments as we are of you. And now I would ask you not to let your celebration and involvement in Vermont stop here. Mentor a young Vermonter. Find a student who's interested in your field and let them shadow you. Connect your job-seeking friends to opportunities here in Vermont. Show them that it is possible to live and work in Vermont and build a great life here as well. Again, my sincere congratulations and my thanks go out to all of the winners. You've earned this. And please know that my door at the State House is always open, and I look forward to hearing some of your ideas on how we can keep and attract more of our youth here in the 802 and how we can build a better Vermont together. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Phil. And he is right, his door is always open. I feel bad for Rachel, last year's Rising Star, because I'm always bothering her. Now I would like to get the show started. I would like to invite up to the stage Tim McQuiston, editor of Vermont Business Magazine, who will start the program. And before I forget, at the end of the ceremony, if we could have all the rising stars come up on the stage, we want to take a class picture. We do this every year. It's a lot of fun. So just remember before you leave to come up on stage and do a large class picture.
Thank you, John. And I want to point out that this is John's baby here. You should give John Booten a round of applause here for working many years before this even started 6 years ago. So it's been a labor of love, but a labor. And a couple of people that really did a lot of heavy lifting here. Katie Cattell, as John mentioned before, doing a lot of work on the one side, and on the print side, Tricia Selva putting together over there. She's got the star, the Hollywood glasses over there. And the most important question, can you hear me in the back? You're okay, all right. Now, I don't do this by myself, thank goodness, and my co-presenter, I'm very excited this year, we have a celebrity co-presenter, and she is an attorney with Downs, Racklin & Martin. She's a director there. She does a lot of healthcare laws. You can imagine that is a growing industry, so I'm sure she'll be employed for a long time now. And one of her claims to fame professionally is that she actually saved someone's life. I mean, how often do we have an opportunity to do that? By someone who's going to be sent overseas, deported, right? Deported to a country that was going to end his life most likely. But that's not really her claim to fame. She is an opera singer of some note. And in fact, usually opera singers do not accompany themselves, but we have actually a picture of Elizabeth Wool actually singing and accompanying herself. And there she is, just to prove to you that she is an opera singer. And in fact, she's going to sing for us tonight, O mio bambino caro. See, Ada, see? No, the Pietà. Elizabeth Wool from Downs, Racklin & Martin.
So take note, rising stars, when they say, oh, would you like to be a judge? Say no. And when they say, oh, would you mind just co-presenting? This is what you'll get.
So something to look forward to. And just as a reminder, you're going to go over here and just come up on this side, and you're going to get your picture taken with these handsome gentlemen here. Your plaque, your goodie bag. Nino from our staff is going to take your picture. And then when we're all concluded, as John mentioned, just come on up here. So, also, very important, when your person comes up, hoot and holler, give them some love, all right? And the first person we're giving love to is Allison Kozakowski-Conant. Allison is the Director of Communications at Vermont Agency of Agriculture. The favorite part of Allison's job is that the work she does helps preserve Vermont's character and the way of life for future generations. Her favorite Vermont escape is her Vermont farm. She loves exploring the fields and forests with her trusty terrier Mo. She feels fortunate that 6 generations of Conants have held on to this land. Her favorite downtime activity is gardening, not the weeding part though. Allison, is there another part of gardening that is not weeding? Something fun that few people know is that she spent many years working in New York City and also lived in Copenhagen. The best career advice she received is that there's a season for everything. You can't do everything all at once, but if you work hard, you can find a way to experience all the things that are important to you over the course of your life. Congratulations, Allison.
So our next rising star is Liz Tomsuden. Liz is the marketing coordinator and freelance graphic designer at Downtown Rutland Partnership. Her most inspiring mentor is definitely her mom. No ifs, ands, or buts. She has always encouraged Liz to go after her passion and work as hard as she can. Her favorite Vermont escape is her family camp on Lake Dunmore. There is 0 cell service, and it's amazing. Something fun that few people know is that she really, really loves singing. Hey, maybe you'll sing opera. But it's a well-kept secret because she absolutely refuses to do it in public. Best career advice she has received is to be confident and never undervalue her worth. And her ultimate goal for the next 10 years is to have a full-time graphic design business in Vermont to help small businesses succeed.
I actually am disappointed about the opera thing. Thought maybe I could induce you to see. Our next winner is Nicole Densmore. Nicole is Youth Sports Program Director at the Rutland Recreation and Parks Department. Nicole's favorite part of her job is being out on the field or in the gym at the sports programs. She loves watching the youth enjoy playing sports and seeing their skill develop from year to year. Her most inspiring mentor is her father. She has instilled in her a love of sports. He is the reason she is who she is. Her favorite Vermont escape is on a boat on Lake Bomoseen. She also loves exploring. In 10 years, Nicole sees herself working in either teaching youth sports administration at the college level or being a part of a governing body for youth sports. Even though she is hardcore into the mainstream sports, few know her favorite athletic activity to partake in is dance. Congratulations, Nicole.
Our next rising star is Ben Kinnaman. Ben is the president, chief architect, and senior engineer at Green Sea Systems. The favorite part of Ben's job is working around the ocean and developing technology that allows humans and machines to work better together. His most inspiring mentor is Mike Kutzleb, founder of a very successful offshore services company. His favorite downtime activity is shipwreck diving. The person he would like to share a Vermont beverage with most is his wife, Joanna, at the Hatchet in Richmond. Something that few people know about Ben is that he was a 2-time state BMX champion in North Carolina. Green Sea's technology is revolutionizing the relationships operators have with robots in the subsea industry and in other industries as well. Ben will have the pleasure of leading his team of smart, creative people on this journey for the next 10 years. Congratulations, Ben.
Our next awardee is Corrine Rodrigue. Corrine is playing in pain today, but this shows you what rising stars are made of here. She makes her way up to the front. She is the Senior Research Associate at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. Her favorite part of her job is that she gets to work in very diverse communities throughout the Miami-Dade County that are experiencing different public health issues. She has been volunteering her time over the last year and a half in Rutland to help Police Chief Jim Baker and Mayor Loris on a plan to address substance abuse and crime. Her favorite Vermont escapes are jumping in a car, which I guess jumping is not in a car going to happen this evening, but otherwise jumping in a car with her husband and driving throughout Vermont with no agenda but to explore beautiful towns in our state. Something fun that few people know, she backpacked throughout Europe for 2 weeks with $200 to her name, wearing the same outfit the entire time. Congratulations, Corrine.
Next up, we have John Skates, the assistant. John is the Assistant General Manager at Casella Waste Systems. Many inspire John, but David Allen is someone who is humble, competent, driven, and above all, generous with his time. John's favorite downtime activity is watching his young girls experience the world in new ways. It is refreshing, grounding, and wild all at the same time to get to see life through their eyes. The person he would most like to share a Vermont beverage with would be Jimmy Carter. He would be willing to travel with the Vermont beverage to make that happen. So if any of you have connections, let's try to work that out for him. Something fun that few people know about John is that he can drive submarines. In 10 years, he sees himself as the proven visionary of an organization that is making the world a better place to live for us and for our children. Congratulations.
Next up is Zachariah Fike, founder and CEO of Purple Hearts Reunited. Zachariah has an opportunity to bring Gold Star families together and often bring closure to their lives in regards to the loved ones they've lost. Meeting them and hearing of their gratitude brings closure to the foundation as well as re-honor a veteran who paid the ultimate sacrifice. His most inspiring mentor is his mother. She is responsible for starting his journey both in life and with the foundation. His favorite downtime is to spend all of his free time with his family. Something fun that few people know, he enjoys antique phonographs and Victrola music players. His favorite Vermont escape is any Vermont antique store, and of course, 14th Star Brewing Company in St. Albans. And he'd like to share a Valor Ale with Clint Eastwood. Maybe you and the previous guy can get together with Jimmy Carter and Clint Eastwood and loosen things up, reduce the tension in the world. Congratulations, Zachariah.
Our next honoree is Abby Kiley. Abby is a branch manager at VSECU. Her most inspiring mentor is her grandma Claire. She helped reinforce the strong values that her parents gave her, and she showed Abby the value of always seeing your glass as half full. Abby loves spending time at the Little River State Park on the Waterbury Reservoir. Be it boating, swimming, camping, or just relaxing, there it is, a beautiful spot that's close to home. We're so lucky to have so many of those in Vermont, aren't we? For her downtime activity, there is nothing better than spending a quiet night at home with her husband and the kitties. That is cats, not kitties with a D. That few people know is that Abby spent a month traveling alone in Alaska. The most memorable day there was spent watching countless bald eagles fly overhead and a grizzly and a black bear feeding on spawning salmon. I'm glad you came back. Congratulations, Abby.
Next is Kendra Kenny. Kendra is Associate and Director of Marketing at Donahue and Associates. Her most inspiring mentor is Meg McGovern, Senior Associate at Donahue and Associates, because she's such an empowering woman to work with and is always available to lend a hand. Something fun few people know is that this September she completed her first trail running ultramarathon. She ran 50 kilometers in the Vermont 50 trail running mountain bike race at Ascutney Mountain. Her favorite Vermont escape is CrossFit Burlington. Joining CrossFit, she has shown to... Joining CrossFit, she has grown to love the sport and community. She would like to share a Vermont beverage with Mark Bonfigli and Rick Gibbs, co-founders of Dealer.com. I know for a fact that they don't drink. Best career advice she received is, life is too short to spend all day doing something that doesn't interest you. That was from her mom. Congratulations, Kendra.
Poor Tim, CrossFit was just too much for him. Our next awardee is Melinda Humphreys. Melinda is a power markets analyst at Green Mountain Power. Her most inspiring mentor is Steve Costello. His encouragement and support spurred the founding of the Rutland Young Professionals. Something fun that few people know is that she was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, and moved to Massachusetts when she was in grade school. Her family still congregates at her great-grandparents' farmhouse in rural Iberia, Missouri, every year on Memorial Day. Her favorite downtime activity is that she loves to crochet. She was inspired by an aunt, but actually learned from one of her college teammates while on a bus to a hockey game. Her favorite escape these days is simply a daily walk around downtown Rutland, right outside her office door. She makes the loop around downtown, stopping for a coffee, saying hi to business owners, and seeing friends and neighbors along the way. An instant energy and productivity boost. Congratulations, Melinda.
Our next awardee is Annie Mackin. The baby pictures are the best, aren't they? Annie is the Director of External Affairs, Vermont Association of Hospitals and Health Systems. Annie loves her job because there's something new and complicated to learn every day, so she is constantly challenged. The work she is able to contribute toward reforming our healthcare system really matters to her. Her favorite Vermont escape is skiing at Jay and stopping alone in the woods to take in the quiet and the cold air and floating on Lake Champlain at her parents' house in Alberg. The person she would like to share a Vermont beverage with is her twin sister, Caroline. Is that who you're goofing on in that picture? Is that your twin sister? Yeah. Because it would mean she's home from Chicago. Something fun that few people know, she can show you every covered bridge in Franklin County. The best career advice she ever received was from a cab driver she hailed after a frustrating day at a dead-end job she hated. I'm above the ground, so today is a good day. And it's a good day for Annie. Thank you.
Next, we have Allison Bartlett. Allison is a communications specialist at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Vermont. She loves that there are so many parts to her job. Her favorite part is the one that involves creativity and people, producing a TV spot, designing a piece of direct mail. She thrives when connecting with people. At Blue Cross Blue Shield, she is a recent Employee of the Month and has been on the forefront of many community outreach opportunities. Her most inspiring mentors are her parents. As independent business owners, they taught her that success can be humble and hard-fought and still be extremely gratifying. Few people know that she and her husband own a photo booth and a photo bus business. This new venture has taken them to many spectacular events, allowing them to acquire an outlandish costume collection. And who can't use an outlandish costume collection? The best career advice she received is, your job will not define who you are. That is up to you. Congratulations, Allison.
Yes, don't forget your goodie bag or I'll walk off with that. Nick Manigan. Nick is Northeast Marketing and Communications Integrator at Cabot Creamery Cooperative. Nick's favorite part of his job is the strong sense of purpose and pride to know that he is working on behalf of our farm families, as well as the open land, community involvement, and way of life they support. Aside from his parents and wife Elizabeth, the farmers are his biggest inspiration. They put in long, hard hours, and they take the time to run the cooperative, promote their cheese, and volunteer in their communities. The motto around the office is, work like a farmer today. Something fun that few people know, Nick was an actor in exactly one movie. As a favor to a friend who had to direct a film at UVM, his wife, the future wife, right?
Future wife.
His future wife happened to be in the class, and the film debuted just days after they first met. The first time he called her, she said, "You didn't tell me you were an actor." In 10 years, he would be incredibly grateful if he were still working at Cabot Creamery. Congratulations, Nick.
Now, our next awardee is either not here or so important that he didn't pick up his name tag. So, is Mark Freer in the room? All right, let's give Mark Freer a hand anyway. Mark is the partner and manager at both the Bench Restaurant and the Reservoir Restaurant and Tap Room. His most inspiring mentors are his father, because of his business sense, and his step-grandmother, who is a serial entrepreneur. As in repeat, not as in breakfast cereal. Something that few people know is that he has only read maybe 5 books in his entire life. But he blames the internet, which he reads obsessively. His favorite social media is Snapchat, but he still can't figure out how to use it for his business. He would like to share, maybe somebody in this room could help him. He would like to share a Vermont beverage with George Martin from Citizen Cider, or maybe Eric Warnstead from Hen of the Woods would want to join them for taters at Nectar's. The best career advice he received is to hire people that are better than you for the roles that are needed. Congratulations, Mark.
Our next awardee is Brian Townsend. Information Technology Director at Vermont Agency of Education. The mentor who's inspired him the most is his father, Larry Townsend. His father's example of responsibility, laying hard work, integrity, and uncanny comedic timing, along with his deep-rooted Vermont values, has set the bar for many of Brian's own aspirations. Something fun that few people know, he is proud to have been a member of 3 different Vermont State Championship teams. What high school?
Randolph.
Randolph,
This was
excellent.
actually, it wasn't high school, it was Babe Ruth American Legion.
Oh, okay, all right. Still sounds pretty good. 2 were for playing baseball, and the other was for a team state spelling championship.
All right.
His favorite Vermont escape is his family's camp on Lake Elmore. Most of his favorite downtime activities involve cherished moments with his growing family. Given that one of his hobbies is to brew and bottle his own blackberry mead, he always looks forward to enjoying the resulting product with close friends and family. The best career advice he received is that every day is a job interview. Congratulations, Brian.
Next, we have Allie Freeman. Allie is the morning news anchor on WCAX TV. She loves that every day on her job is different and that she gets to share important stories with Vermonters. Allie received a 2015 Emmy nomination for a special series on Vermonters struggling with depression. Her most inspiring mentors are her parents. They taught her to work as hard as possible, to be kind, and to stay true to herself. Her favorite Vermont escape is Lake Fairley. That has an exclamation point after it, by the way. For about 20 years, she spent every summer at Camp Billings, and her family still spends time in the area. Allie's favorite downtime activity is pretty much anything outside. She also loves attempting to cook and a good nap. Few people know that Allie was something of a tomboy growing up, bowl cut and all. She wrote this, not me, and spent nearly all of her free time in school playing sports. Her favorite was as an ice hockey goalie at U32. Congratulations, Allie.
Next is Naila Jahan. Presidential Fellow in Innovation at the Fund for Innovation at Middlebury College. The favorite part of her job is helping to create something new and building every piece of it from the ground up. The work they are doing now is going to shape the fund for years to come. Her favorite Vermont escape is kayaking on Lake Champlain, with the sun shining down and getting to explore this wonderful place. It has been a great experience for her since coming to Vermont. Her favorite social media is Instagram, hands down. She is a very design-oriented person and loves seeing how friends view and capture their worlds, and she is pretty good with her own pictures. In 10 years, she wants to be working at a venture capital firm, preferably one focused on impact investing, the environment, or technology. She thinks the way to solve the world's biggest problems is through entrepreneurship and innovation. Congratulations, Naila.
Our next awardee is Andrew Godin. Andrew is the owner and operator of the Godin Dairy Farm. He has been a select board member for the town of Franklin since 2012 and is also the road commissioner. Andrew really enjoys being able to work with family, to be his own boss, and to be outdoors. He also really likes working with animals. His favorite Vermont escape is anywhere in the mountains, either enjoying a nice hike to a summit or a refreshing swimming hole on a hot day. His favorite downtime activity is lounging around the house with his wife and kids, which, as a farmer, he probably doesn't get to do very often. He primarily uses Facebook as his social media. He likes that he can keep up with his friends, whom he would have lost contact with otherwise. The best career advice he ever received was to sell the cows and get a good paying job. But fortunately for us, he has yet to take that advice. Congratulations, Andrew.
David Gertman. Director Dincy Knapp and McAndrew. His most inspiring mentor is law partner Brian Murphy. He does it all. He's a seasoned and accomplished attorney and former accountant, insanely responsive and puts extra effort into fostering the next generation of attorneys. Something fun that few people know is that David biked from Madrid to Rome with 4 friends to raise awareness for international human rights. His favorite Vermont escape? That's an easy one, Burton Island. Our state parks are hidden gems, and this one is especially unique because it is car-free. His favorite downtime activity is fishing on Lake Champlain with his 6-year-old. He considers himself a social media omnivore. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, notably, LO. In 10 years, I'm going to do something here. In 10 years, he imagines that he and his partners have the go-to Vermont firm for complex business transactions and bet the company litigation. Hold on a second. You're all going to be in this Instagram, Twitter. What did Bill Belichick call it? FaceTime or something like that? Instaface, yes. Congratulations, David.
Our next awardee is also not able to be here, but we'd like to recognize her anyway. Her name is Sarah Wojcik. Sarah is the Director of Public Relations at Ski Vermont. Her favorite part of her job is that she gets to work with the entire Vermont ski industry and the wonderful people that pour their hearts into it. Something that few people know is that she played competitive roller derby for 6 years with Vermont's Premier League, Green Mountain Roller Derby, so don't mess with Sarah. Her favorite downtime activities, reading anything and everything, or creating art, food, a garden. The best career advice she was given is ask for what you want, prove you deserve it, and follow your heart. Her favorite Vermont escape, not surprisingly, any snow-capped mountain with skis strapped to her feet. Congratulations, Sarah.
Kara Cookson. Kara is the pro se law clerk for the U.S. District Court for the District of Vermont and Burlington. She loves working for an organization that empowers crime victims and helps them heal as they navigate the complexities of the legal system. Her most inspiring mentor is her mom, Rhonda Miller Goodrich, who entered the workforce when she was 9. She's been Kara's model for how to be her best self at work. Her favorite Vermont escape is spending time on her mom and stepdad's dairy farm in Cabot. Her favorite downtime activity is running, the ultimate way to unwind. She's also a total bookworm. The best career advice she received was from her law school advisor, the late Cheryl Hanna, who believed that when professional women lift each other up, they all rise together. She plans to spend the next 10 years the same way she spent the past 10, by challenging herself, living her values, and staying open. Thank you, Karen.
Next, we have Alex Bunton. Alex is editor-in-chief at the Charlotte News. At his job, Alex loves working on a variety of challenging projects, constantly learning about the place where he grew up, while at the same time working with creative, talented folks from all over Vermont. Alex looks up to a former boss he had in Scotland, Grieg Robertson, as his most inspiring mentor. He was a successful social entrepreneur working to revive derelict tenement green spaces in Edinburgh. Something fun that few people know is that he is a great advocate for Vermont's oft underappreciated pastime, jack jumping. Perhaps he'll explain it later. Mix Yankee ingenuity with design and a hearty dose of courage, and you have a splendid way to align yourself with gravity for the long, cold winters. And he loves to do that at his favorite Vermont escape, Mount Philo. He loves reading a good book or just tinkering, fixing things, experimenting, and breaking things. Congratulations, Alex.
Jameson Kimberly. Agricultural Loan Officer at Vida. The favorite part of his job is exploring Vermont's landscape, meeting and working with Vermonters involved with agricultural and forest products businesses. He has volunteered in various school, athletic, and community services, most recently offering a basic course in borrowing money at the 2015 4-H Sheep Camp at the Addison County Fair and Field Days. His most inspiring mentor is his mother, a cancer survivor, who has always given more than she's received. She has taught him many things and supported him no matter what. His favorite Vermont escape is playing new golf courses. The best career advice he received is to be patient but persistent and to never accept defeat. In 10 years, Jameson would like to be either a management capacity within a company or running his own business as a consultant. Congratulations, Jameson.
Our next awardee is Andrew Wood. Andrew is the Agricultural Loan Officer for Vermont Agricultural Credit Corporation and Vermont Economic Development Authority. His favorite part of his job is enjoying a wide variety of people that he works with throughout Vermont. It is exciting to build new relationships with excellent farmers and business people that he would otherwise not get to meet. He has been a Vermont Dairy Industry Association board member since 2014. His most inspiring mentors are his father and both of his grandfathers. They were all leaders in their communities and men of excellent character, providing clear guidance from an early age. His favorite Vermont escape is skiing on an excellent powder day. His favorite downtime activity is watching the Patriots game on Sunday. In 10 years, he sees himself working to strengthen and improve Vermont agriculture. Congratulations.
Will Gormley. Will is the owner and president of Mountain Cider Company. Will loves working for himself. He is responsible for all operations, sales, marketing, strategy, and administration for the small beverage manufacturing business. Nothing beats the freedom of living and dying by your own decisions. And being a small business owner, I know exactly what you mean. Most inspiring mentor has been his father, who has consistently been right his whole life. Will humbly submits to his dad's experience. His favorite Vermont escape is camping at Chittenden Reservoir. Will's been named Rotarian of the Year and was a dancer in the Dancing with the Rutland Stars fundraiser. That is even the fun thing he wanted to report. Something fun few people know is that he once considered himself the top women's shoe salesman in the state of Vermont. He has no concrete evidence to support this claim. Congratulations, Will.
Sometimes you just gotta dream big. Congratulations. Our next awardee is Sivan Kotel. Sivan is the co-founder and director of operations for Stonecutter Spirits. The favorite part of his job is sharing Stonecutter Spirits with folks when they pour tastings, both in their tasting room and at festivals and special events. The enthusiastic responses they get make all of the hard work worthwhile. His favorite activity is downhill skiing at Sugarbush or anywhere else the schedule allows. The person he would like to share a Vermont beverage with is Greg Easterbrook, writer, philosopher, and editor at The Atlantic and The New York Times. The best career advice he received is that saying or thinking, "That's not a part of my job," is unacceptable. Consider everything your responsibility, and then ask for help when you need it. It's good advice. Something fun that few people know is that he is a trained jazz guitarist, but he prefers banging out rhythm with his bare hands on the nearest table. What a musical crew we have. Congratulations.
Sass Stewart. Sass is the co-founder and director of strategy for Stonecutter Spirits. The favorite part of her job is being able to take projects from a thought scratched down on a notepad to a full-scale strategy with partners and participants. She's been able to collaborate talented makers and learning from them and drawing inspiration from their work gets her out of bed in the morning. Her most inspiring mentors are Christina Tosi, Gabrielle Hamilton, and Nikki Nakayama, all powerful players in the food world that have confidently blazed their own trails in an industry that doesn't always make it easy to do. Fun things that few people know is that she lived in Hawaii for a couple of years after college, took her driver's test in a full-size pickup, and is in love with Hayao Miyazaki animated films. She is obsessed with Instagram. Congratulations, Sass.
Stephen Roy. Stephen is Vice President of Wyman Lamphere Architects. Something that few people know, in his senior year of high school, he was convinced by a friend to play ice hockey because they needed a backup goaltender. They won the state championship that year, and he still plays hockey goalie to this day. His favorite Vermont escape is Camel's Hump. The person he would like to share a Vermont beverage with is his wife, Meg. He sees the next 10 years as a continuation on his path of developing dynamic and sustainable net zero communities with his incredible team at Wyman Lamphere Architects. His community's involvement includes being a part of a solar task force at the South Burlington Energy Committee, volunteering at Common Roots and the Orchard Elementary School. He has also been a firefighter for the last 4 years. Congratulations.
Andrew Brown. Andrew is the Career and Education Outreach Operations Manager at VSAC. The highlight of his current role is helping to provide information and financial resources to Vermonters to pursue education beyond high school, which some may have never thought possible. He considers himself lucky enough to work among some very inspirational leaders every day. The one who provided him the leadership training and believed in him the most is his former supervisor, Deborah Sheldon, who passed away this summer. Something fun few people know about him is that he has fallen in love with Spartan races and was determined to achieve his first trifecta, which is completing 3 races in 1 calendar year. Did you do that, Andrew?
Saturday.
His favorite downtime activity is finding out what our local and state officials are debating about and how they are voting. Congratulations, Andrew. Twice.
Next, we have Tori Carton. You can tell there's no one here from Hotel Vermont. Tori is the marketing coordinator for Hotel Vermont. She loves getting to build relationships with people and help market local business owners and craftsmen to the guests at the Hotel Vermont. She feels lucky that her job allows her to work in with a wide scope of people, from the director of the Intervale to the Sailing Center to the Burlington Young Professionals. Tori's favorite Vermont escape is camping at Green River Reservoir, and her favorite downtime activities are running, playing tennis, hiking, or, on a good day, eating breakfast for dinner and playing Settlers of Catan. She ran the Edinburgh Half Marathon for an Angel Covers orphanage in Nairobi, Kenya. The best advice she ever got? Everything is negotiable. Something fun that few people know about Tori is that she is hopelessly addicted to chapstick. Understandable in Vermont in the winter. Congratulations.
Next is Amanda Wheeler, owner and videographer of 802 Productions, producer, anchor, reporter for PEG TV. The favorite part of her job is reporting to the community all the positive things happening in Rutland County and the people who make the region's future so bright. These are the people that inspire her. Her favorite Vermont escape is Burlington, canvassing the city, eating her way through it, and she simply can't leave town without making a stop at Hen of the Woods. The Northeast Kingdom will always hold a special place in her heart, too, where she grew up. In her downtime, you'll find her on the golf course, in her kitchen, traveling the world, or soaking in the sunset at the beach. The person she would like to share a Vermont beverage with is John Stewart. Something fun that few people know is that she is a shade darker after spending less than an hour in the sun. Again, I'm not making this up. No, she does not go to tanning booths. She is naturally dark. Congratulations, Amanda.
Joshua Schwartz. Joshua is the executive director for the Mad River Valley Planning District. His favorite part of his job is getting to work for a unique entity focused on planning for the future of the Mad River Valley. His most inspiring mentor is his father, Chuck, always an authentic, funny, and dedicated person. Something that few people know is that he spent a winter working on a ginger farm on Hawaii with his future wife, Elizabeth. His favorite Vermont escape is exploring the river with his kids at the Bobbin Mill and Warren Falls. The best career advice he received is to celebrate accomplishments, no matter how small. He's on the board of the Champlain College Environmental Policy Advisory and the committees at the Waitsfield United Church of Christ and the Mad River Food Hub Advisory. Congratulations, Joshua.
Jared Duvall, Economic Development Director at Vermont Department of Economic Development and the Agency of Commerce and Community Development. Jared loves that he gets to work on behalf of the countless Vermont businesses whose primary goal is to make a positive social and environmental impact. Something fun that few people know is that he, his wife Joan, and his son live on the same street in Montpelier where his great-great-grandfather James McLaughlin lived. As a ninth-generation Vermonter, he appreciates having meaningful connections to so many wonderful parts of our state. His favorite downtime activity is an obsessive Red Sox fan. He also enjoys going to Vermont Mountaineers games. If you could travel back in time, he would like to have a Vermont beverage with Ethan Allen at the old Catamount Tavern. He would give him a heady topper and then take his picture so that we could finally have an accurate likeness of him. Jared Duvall.
Our next honoree is Andrew Pierce. Andrew is the CEO and founder of Andrew Pierce. He designs, manufactures, and markets hand-turned bowls and other wood products. He loves to develop new production techniques and processes, as well as cultivating existing and new sales relationships. His most inspiring mentor is his father, Simon Pierce, who has been a wonderful role model. His favorite Vermont escape destination is Vermont's Lake Willoughby, visiting there with his wife Christy and their 2 young children, Madison and Oliver. The best career advice that he received came from his father, who told him, "If you do anything really well, you will succeed at it." Something fun that few people know, he loves to operate heavy equipment. And he also enjoys traveling around the world. Congratulations, Andrew.
Ryan Christensen, President of Caledonia Spirits. The favorite part of Ryan's job is growing the team. He is fascinated by this unbelievably talented group of people and how they have evolved as each person's role shifts to benefit the common goal. His most inspiring mentor is Chip Tate. He's a brilliant craftsman, entrepreneur, and one of the best distillers in the world. Ryan and Chip are currently designing stills for their upcoming expansion. We should all be happy about that because we're all benefiting from it, those of us who are winners this evening. His favorite Vermont escape is exploring lakes and ponds of Vermont, especially Lake Willoughby. His favorite downtime activity is taking his 2-year-old daughter to the playground. Ryan would like to share a beverage with Bernie Sanders. Something fun few people know is that in his childhood he was certain that he grew up to play in the NBA. He does play in a men's basketball league in Chelsea, which is mostly dominated by bearded men over 40. Congratulations, Ryan.
Jessica Dennison. Jessica is the owner and manager of Vermont Manufacturing Services, Inc. Through VMS, employment is offered to as many individuals with disabilities as possible. Jessica's goal is to grow as a company and be the biggest provider of employment to her community, hopefully around 25 employees. Jessica's most inspiring mentor is Dan Shea. He was there for her from the beginning of her business adventure and would still be glad to lend advice to her at any time she needs it. The best career advice she has received is to never think you know it all and always be open to learning new things and to be humble. The person she would like to share a Vermont beverage with is her grandmother. She lives far away and they don't get to speak much, and she misses her. Something fun that few people know about Jessica is that she loves helicopters, and it is on her bucket list to fly one someday. You should get together with Simon. You could do Andrew, you could do helicopters and heavy machinery. There you go. Congratulations.
Katie Budreski, Senior GIS Specialist at Stone Environmental. Katie loves the diverse and immensely talented team of scientists and application developers who provide unique solutions for a wide range of challenges to their clients. She's been fortunate to have inspiring mentors through each stage of her life and career, especially her paternal grandmother, who encourages her to live simply and honestly and with a sense of humor. Something fun that few people know, she was a pretty serious marching band geek in high school. Friday Night Lights meant marching to the beat of the drum line and a big halftime show. She would like to share a Vermont beverage with Jane Lindholm from Vermont Edition because she is so articulate and personable. Her favorite downtime activity is to enjoy making a homemade meal, particularly with veggies from the garden. Congratulations, Katie.
Our next awardee also cannot be here, as the Lieutenant Governor pointed out earlier, Paul Heinz. I think he's clapping because he can't be here. There might be some other media in the room, so watch out. Paul is the political editor for 7 Days. He won the 2015 VPA Awards for the Best State Story and third place for feature writing. His most inspiring mentors are 7 Days co-founders Paula Routley and Pamela Polston. Something fun that few people know. Paul is not the first Vermont journalist in his family. His, hold on, I have to count them. Great, 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 grandfather, Anthony Haswell, founded the state's first newspaper, the Vermont Gazette, in 1783. And later, in 1792, he founded the Herald of Rutland. Mr. Haswell was jailed in 1799 under the Sedition Act for writing in defense of imprisoned Congressman Matthew Lyons. Thank goodness we can't put journalists in jail today. Yes. Right?
We'll see.
Senator Degree is out there too, I know. His favorite Vermont escape is taking in a sunset atop Camel's Hump or canoe camping along one of Vermont's fine rivers. The person he would like to share a Vermont beverage with is Fish guitarist Trey Anastasio. Congratulations, Paul.
You have a lot more fun with the people who aren't here, don't we? Before we just have a couple of people left, and just remember after the last person comes up, all the rising stars come up, we'll take a picture right in here. And didn't Elizabeth Wool do a fabulous job after all that?
Even without the opera.
Oh mio bambino. No? Go ahead. No. Those are the only words I know actually to that song. But Elizabeth knows them all. Gwen Flewelling. Gwen is a partner at O'Brien Shortle Reynolds. I'm sorry, someone misspelled it. It wasn't me. We should have that spelling guy on. Gwen's husband is her most inspiring mentor. He has always been there cheering her along to the finish. She wouldn't be where she is today without his support, encouragement, and guidance. Her grandmother taught her to knit when she was 5, a great downtime activity. She loves how it can be relaxing and productive at the same time. Her favorite social media is a toss-up between Facebook and Pinterest. Her motherly side can't wait to post the latest proud moment of her 5-year-old, but the artist side loves the ideas and inspiration from Pinterest. Something fun that few people know, she is the girl who likes to watch the scary movies alone with the lights out. She actually likes being scared. Gwen, congratulations.
Faye Conti. Faye is the Advocacy and Education Director for Hunger Free Vermont. Her favorite part of her job is having the honor of working with such an inspiring, smart, and tenacious team who are so dedicated to making systemic change. Her most inspiring mentor is her dad, a small business owner who has reinvented his career many times as his industry has evolved. Her favorite downtime activity is spending her summer weekends working on the garden. Her backyard is filled with fruit trees, gardens, and chickens, and her winters are spent planning its inevitable expansion. Faye likes Instagram as her social media because it allows her a little window into the lives of her friends and family that live far away. Something fun that few people know is that she played classical piano from 2nd grade through college and came very close to majoring in music. Congratulations, Faye.
Congratulations to all the Rising Stars 2015! Come on up here, guys.
Rising Stars 2015! Yeah!